Hey everyone, it's Hayes, and in today's video we're going to be doing a theory video for episode 625. That's what I said in the last video, by the way, not 65, just 625. I just said it fast, it's my accent, alright. 625, Secret Protocol. The amount of comments are like, episode 65? No, I said 625, I just say it fast, okay? Anyway, let's just go through it, and I have been thinking a lot, and usually these official channel trailers anyway, they do tend to be in the correct order. I say correct order, I mean chronological order. I don't think that was the case for this episode, and I think I need to rearrange it quite a bit, starting with some of the scenes that basically, to me anyway, take place in the evening. So I think perhaps we start off with Marinette. She's upstairs setting up in the kitchen for Sabine's like pre-birthday meal, because I actually think this is the day before her birthday. Okay, I think the episode is set over 2 days. So Marinette's setting up and her dad is downstairs making the cake batter. They both go downstairs after Tom's come up to see what Marinette's done. They have a quick chat and Marinette puts the cake to cook in the oven. She goes to bake it. And she is the one afterwards to go down and get the cake out of the oven when it is done. However, she's a bit like, I think there might be something in the oven. I'm a little bit confused about what it is. Seems like possibly someone has snuck in and put something in the oven, which is very strange, but she is weirded out by it. And at the same time, she also gets a message on her phone. Part of me thinks this possibly could be from Alia, talking about what she was trying to work out happened during the events of recreation, to make it all make sense to her. However, I feel like Alia would want to confront Marinette about that in person, rather over text, in my opinion. I just feel like that's the sort of person Alia is, in my opinion. So is it perhaps some sort of message in the oven, like, I know you're Ladybug, or something? Maybe not quite as obvious as that, but enough to alarm her. Whatever it is she's seen is definitely alarming to her. And whatever it is, she's like, I need a plan to sort this out. And she goes upstairs and she starts sewing. Now, what she's sewing, I don't know, but she tells Tiki what happened, and Tiki also looks alarmed, but I'm really not sure what she's making. However, then Sabine arrives home. They have a little pre-birthday party with her mum. However, they then find out Uncle Wang is going to be coming to Paris, which I think would fill them with joy. However, I think Uncle Wang is possibly bringing Faye, which I'm sure Marinette is excited about. I'm also excited too. I love Faye. But I think he perhaps is like, oh, I have a new relative. Which is Lila. Why do I think she's going to say that? Because of who Lila is, and she basically is related to everybody at this point. I'm starting to wonder if I'm related to Lila. Honestly, I think we're all related to her. We are all related. She is like, what is it? The common factor. Do you like? Is it Lucy? Do you like the first preserved human? Lila is like that. That's who Lila is at this point. Anyway, so things were a little bit shaky the night before, but in the morning, Uncle Wang, Faye, and Lila, not as Lila, with the blonde wig, whatever she's called in that form. Is she Cerise? No, Cerise is the short-haired one. I don't know. Maybe it is, I have no idea. Lila in some way, shape or form. They arrive, and they have the party outdoors. The cake is done, it's all decorated, but something happens, and the cake ends up on the floor, and perhaps this was done by Lila, and she's like, oh, whoops, yeah, I'm not actually part of this family, I hate you all. Cake on the floor, bye. And Uncle Wang gets akumatized as a result because he feels at fault for bringing this awful girl to his niece's. I'm a bit confused. I think Sabine's his niece, right? I've forgotten how the family works. To Sabine's birthday party. It doesn't really matter how they're related. However, I think Lila possibly does this. She orchestrates something to happen to cause an akuma because she wants to see if Marinette leaves if she akumatizes one of her family members. Obviously, we know Marinette does indeed leave. I would assume Lila doesn't see her because she got that warning or whatever, that message the night before. But it would seem a little bit odd of Lila to leave something like that in the oven, so maybe it was someone else. I know we're all wondering, is Agli really Lila, or is Agli rather just a spy for Lila? Has she done something else? Is someone else on the superhero team a double agent for Lila? I know there was that weird line about Nathaniel in the ruler after the Akuma, so I'm not sure. Has perhaps one of them warned Marinette? I don't know. Not really sure exactly. However, I think Marinette's uncle gets akumatized due to the food-themed projectiles. Sadly not SpongeBob, although I do think, honestly, SpongeBob would be a pretty formidable Akuma villain, in my opinion. And at this point, Ladybug is like, I need some backup. She rings Cat Noir, and she also rings Carapace, and then I think she rings someone else as well. You see her finger in the trailer, she like kind of goes to swipe around a circle of contacts to grab someone else. We don't see who it is, and we don't see anyone else turn up, so maybe she did call Alia, but if that text really was from Alia, maybe she's like, yeah, no, I'm not turning up to this, because no one else seems to arrive. Although I must say, I'm a bit confused as to why Adrian's not at this party. He got invited to Gina and Roland's birthday thing in Regina Razione, so why wouldn't he be invited to Sabine's birthday? Maybe he has something on. I don't know. Either way, she calls Cat Noir and Carapace, and honestly, I do think this Akuma is over pretty quickly, because I think the rest of the episode is focused on the secret protocol part. I do not think that's going to be Uncle Wang's Akuma name. So basically what I think, the Akuma is over pretty quickly, everyone's smiling, the three heroes, Ladybug and Carapace are looking at each other, Cat Noir looks away, and he sees something else. And I think this is actually Chrysalis. Why do I think that? We see him fighting, and first of all, I said in my trailer analysis, it looks like the person he's fighting has got some sort of similar shaped weapon, some sort of staff, some sort of baton, some sort of sword, in order for him to fight like that. But one of you pointed out in the comments, which I completely missed, is that the light coming off the other person is pinky purple. I don't think it's Ladybug, so it might be Chrissy Pop, because those are her colours. Now, why is Cat Noir the only person to have seen Chrissy Pop? I'm not sure. Why did Cat Noir not tell Ladybug that he's just seen her? I don't know, maybe he's unsure at first. However, he does look immediately very angry. So has she akumatized someone? Has she done something different with the butterflies that targets just him to get him so riled up and for him to not tell Ladybug? Depending when this episode is set chronologically, if this is like straight after Heart Fixer, for example, you could possibly be very annoyed at Chrysalis for akumatizing Marinette, and she went through a lot in that episode, since the Chop Trio were obviously setting her up in that episode for an Akuma. It does seem a little bit odd. Was it something to do with Monarch that she lured him out with? But why would that work? You know what I mean? I think there's a lot, but I think possibly, I know 25 and 26 aren't links as such as part 1, part 2, but they are links obviously in the fact that this is all one show. Is it possibly setting it up for Cat Noir to start questioning Ladybug? Like the antonym of Nemesis is an associate, you know? Someone you get on well with. So is she setting Cat Noir up to be Ladybug's nemesis, and he is the titular villain of the final episode, with what she does in this ending scene? So I think the Akuma with Wang is going to be quite short, and then I think we'll move to the secret protocol, which is whatever Lila's big plan is for the finale. What that plan is though, as of recording, I don't know, but I'm planning this video to go up later tomorrow afternoon, as in Saturday afternoon, because I'm recording this Friday night, because I have a feeling the Nemesis trailer has already come out by the time you're seeing this video. We will see how correct I am tomorrow. Anyway, besties, of course, as always, I'd love to know what you think of this. We have no airing date as of right now, me recording that, but that could have changed by the time this video goes up. And I will see you in the next one.